Hello there, everybody. This is Mel Allen. Be on the lookout, cause baseball is stealing the headlines. Keep your eye out for the long arm of the law. He's out to bust a very exclusive club and is even willing to go undercover to do it. Lining up in Seattle, a rehabilitated Mariner looks back at his sordid past and tries to explain a record that's hard to ignore. Two untouchables from Cleveland get together to form a syndicate. It's a case of the old master teaching his young apprentice the tricks of the trade. The pennant race is disappearing in Anaheim, and the suspects are a band of elderly angels. So stay tuned for the facts. That's just the facts, y'all, right here on This Week in Baseball. Celebrating our 10th anniversary.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mel. Happy birthday to you. You're the best.
National League Review. In Houston, the Astros derailed the Dodgers. The Los Angeles Dodgers came to Houston breathing down the Astros' necks, but instead they wound up getting rubbed out by Nolan Ryan. In his first game since coming off the disabled list, Ryan overpowered the Dodgers, pitching no-hit ball for 5 1/3 innings to earn his 8th win of the year. Throughout the series, the Astros also continued their timely hitting. Kevin Bass, for instance, kept his place among the league leaders while also extending his personal hitting streak to 20 games, a National League season high. Astro fans were also glad to hand Jose Cruz some applause for his hot hitting. Cruz's 2-run triple on Tuesday led the Astros to victory and capped off a stretch in which he had 13 hits and 26 at-bats. Then there was Charlie Kerfeld, who came on for Nolan Ryan in relief and pitched 3 scoreless innings to earn his 5th save in the Astros' 3-0 win. But things were even worse for Tommy Lasorda a day earlier. In the series' first game, Alan Ashby singled in 2 runs with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th to give the Astros a stirring 7-6 win that pushed the Dodgers further back in the West. Now it's on to a heavy-hitting Philly with an eye towards the record book.
For Schmitty in his career, it's been either feast or famine against Nolan Ryan. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swing a long drive. Watch that baby way out of here. Home run, Michael Jack Schmidt.
For 14 seasons now, that's been a familiar refrain around the National League. Because ever since Mike Schmidt came to the Phillies in 1973, he's been the premier power hitter in baseball. Schmidt's either led or tied for the league lead in homers 7 times and is now on the verge of reaching a coveted milestone.
The closer you get to 500, the more important 500 home runs becomes to you. I find myself now wanting to hit 500 home runs. 30, 40, 50 home runs ago, I always answered that question about I could care less about totals when it comes to home runs. I care about winning and doing my part as a player, being an all-around player, and doing my part to help my team get into the playoffs and World Series, etc. All those things are very important to me, but now the 500 home run plateau is sort of getting within challenge range. That's sort of, hello.
Last year, Schmidt almost said goodbye to his chances of reaching 500 when he began the season in a slump. Then, with everyone wondering just what was wrong, Mike tried to ease the tension.
I'm sensitive to what goes on, and last year there was a unique time during the season where some things happened to me, and I pulled a crazy stunt, something that I am not known for in Philadelphia, and I think some of the fans got a kick out of it, and it's something I'll always remember, but I doubt if I'll repeat that.
What Schmidt might repeat is leading the league in homers and RBIs. Once again, he's at the top in homers, one of the last of what he considers a dying breed.
For years now, teams have been trying to become fast teams, base-stealing teams, teams that put pressure on the opposition. I think AstroTurf has a lot to do with that. I think the great young, hard-throwing starting pitching and the science of relief pitching, the ability the teams have now to stop good offense, to stop hitters like Luzinski, Mike Schmidt, in the late 70s and early 80s. The trend then was to have power-hitting teams, the Big Red Machine, the Lumber Company. Back in those days, that's what baseball was all about. Home runs, three-run homers, rallies, great players. The high-salaried players were the great hitters. And nowadays, there's a trend toward the high-salaried players becoming the guys that can get on base, the guys that can steal bases at will, steal 75, 80 bases. And I'm one of the holdouts from the old era. And if I can just be the Mike Schmidt of old, I'll have some guys out on base, at least on second and third base, because of the speed to drive in.
Mike Schmidt has always gotten a lot out of playing baseball, and recently has begun to give something back to the game he loves to play.
I remember when Dad used to take me to old Crosley Field in Cincinnati. I'd dream of becoming a Major League Baseball player. Now, I'm lucky enough to be living that dream every day. That's what baseball's all about. The dreams of children.
Dad, time to go.
I don't want anything interfering with the way I play the game. Cocaine's no way to believe in yourself. Hey, it can kill you. If you're into cocaine, get off it. You're living a lie.
True words from Mike Schmidt, a true superstar, both on and off the field. Now let's open the notebook for this week in baseball's TWIB notes from around the National League. Pitcher Bob Forsch of the St. Louis Cardinals has been on something of a tear as of late. This week, Forsch won his 6th consecutive game for the Cardinals to up his record to 12-6. Forsch was also the hitting star for the Cards in his 5-4 win over the Pirates as he connected for a grand slam, the 9th homer of his 12-year Major League career. Cardinal fans have also been handing out curtain calls to Vince Coleman. Now that Vince has gotten the green light to steal whenever he wants to, he's running wild. He had 27 steals in a row without being caught, and this week stole 4 bases in a game for the 4th time this season. Then there's relief ace Todd Worrell, who's brightened Whitey Herzog's outlook on things considerably. Recently, Worrell went 18 innings without giving up a run and set a rookie record when he recorded his 25th save of the season. On a sad note, former National League umpire Tom Gorman passed away this week. Throughout his 25-year career that began in 1951, Tom often explained an umpire's role.
We have to run our ball game. It's a very hard thing to say. We can't get mad, because we get mad, we lose control of the ball game. You got to keep your temper. You got to keep your cool, what they say in today's game. And if you do that, you won't have no trouble. Enjoy the game. Baseball is made to enjoy it. It's a boys' game. Baseball, to me, has always been a delight. I never worry about kicking a play or missing a play. Nothing bother me. They miss more than we do, so don't worry about it. You know, it's the only job in the United States you can't be wrong.
So long, Tom. Baseball will surely miss you. And now this week's quiz, brought to you by Nissan. Test drive the all-new Nissan truck hard bodies at your Nissan Datsun dealer now. Candy Maldonado of the Giants has come through in the pinch all year long. Recently, Candy not only helped the Giants win 2 late-inning games against the Braves, he also broke Dwayne Kuiper's San Francisco record with his 16th pinch hit of the season. Now, for this week's quiz, can you name the player who had the most pinch hits in one season? Stay tuned for a Frenchman from south of the border. American League update. The Angels are still soaring in the West. The California Angels are threatening to steal the show, but according to manager Gene Mauch, there's still room for improvement.
We're leading the division, but that record of ours isn't overly impressive. We're not very happy to be only a couple games over 500, and the most bewildering thing about it is the fact that we haven't beat on left-hand pitching any better than we have. With a lineup that includes Doug DeCinces and Bobby Grich, and George Hendrick, and Brian Downing, you'd think we'd be lunching up on left-handers a little better than we are. And I still think before it's over, we will.
Ironically, Seattle manager Dick Williams didn't give DeCinces and the Angels much of a chance to lunch up on lefties. But the California crew whetted its appetite, devouring 3 righties before beating lefty Mark Langston to complete a 4-game sweep of the Mariners. The Angels also got a lift from pitcher John Candelaria, who won for the 5th time in 6 decisions since returning from an injury. Candy's 3-hit shutout of the Mariners came on the 10th anniversary of his only no-hitter and showed that the aging Angels can still play.
We know there's talent here. It's older, a lot of it's older, but the fact is in our game, your ability to play is determined on whether you can play or can't play, and it does not matter if you're 19 years old or 42 years old. The fact is we have some older people that can play, and there's a lot of quality on this ball club.
Quality enough to give the Angels the look of a champion. Now it's on to Detroit, where the Bo Sox painted the town red. With the summer rapidly winding down, the Boston Red Sox went to Detroit, where they wound up burning the red-hot Tigers. After a lost weekend, Johnny Grubb helped Detroit salvage the series' final game against Boston's Oil Can Boyd, who wound up losing his 2nd straight since his suspension. Grubb's homer was his 10th of the season, and it gave the Tigers and pitcher Jack Morris a lead to work with. Morris wound up shutting out the Sox on 3 hits for his 14th win of the year. The Tigers, however, weren't so happy earlier in the weekend, especially on Sunday when Detroit led 6-4 until Boston's Rich Gedman pinch hit against Willie Hernandez in the top of the 8th.
Rich Gedman batting for Mark Sullivan. 3 on, 2 out, and here we go. Gedman goes deep toward right field. Line drive, grand slam, Rich Gedman. Red Sox take the lead as Getty comes up as a pinch hitter and slams one. Oh, mercy.
On a team known for its hitting, Gedman sometimes gets lost in the shuffle, but it doesn't bother him.
I feel like I just go out there and do the best I can and work as hard as I can. And when it's all over, I know that every day I give it 100%. And I feel like Rich Gedman's done everything he possibly can to help this club.
The next night in Kansas City, it was the Royals who got the help. Ailing manager Dick Hauser paid an inspirational visit to Royals Stadium, and his team responded by sweeping a doubleheader from the Sox, allowing the Yankees to edge ever closer in the East. Now, let's look at one Indian who's making it his business to get some attention.
Oh, I tell you, it's amazing. Last year I'd go out in the town and, nobody even know Joe Carter.
This one's trouble to left center. It's gone.
Carter racing back, and oh, what a play by Joe Carter.
And Joe Carter with a blast. That's a 400-footer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, now I go out and everybody knows Joe Carter.
Well, that should come as no great surprise, because this year, 26-year-old Joe Carter has become one of the best players in baseball after a few seasons in which he struggled to find success.
The one thing I wanted to establish was some consistency. I had injuries in the past that really kept me back and kept me from doing the things that I had normally done. But this year, everything has fallen into place. I've gone out there and whether it be defense, offense, running, hitting, it was just a matter of proving it to our ball club and to the other teams in the Eastern Division.
Carter's proved it by hitting over 300 this year, and much of the credit for his improvement has to go to Bobby Bonds, the Indians' hitting coach, who's taken an interest in Joe's career.
I think the one thing that Bobby sees in me is a little bit of himself.
He has just so much raw talent. Joe could have probably been a football player or basketball player. He has that much ability.
We've been compared, about the 30-30 can run, steal bases, hit home runs, those things. And in a way, I am like Bobby Bonds.
He has as much power as anybody. And of all the people that I've seen in the last few years, I would have to say that Joe Carter is the one person that is capable of doing 30-30.
He's done it, I haven't. And, that's the main thing. Bobby wants to really build me up and to show me that I can do it. And, it takes a special kind of person, who was a great hitter like Bobby was and a great base stealer to be able to teach it. To have a guy like that on your side, it can only be a plus for you because he's been through the fire, he's been through the waters, he's been through it all, and whatever help he can give you is going to help you.
Help is one thing, but talent is another, and the Indians are a talented bunch.
We've turned the corner to go up there and to say, well, the Cleveland Indians are no longer the joke of the American League East. People coming here, they know they got a game on their hands. We're not going to give up, and we've never given up, and we're going to fight you to the last out.
That attitude has given Cleveland the winner, and Indian fans hope things will stay that way for a while. Now, let's open the notebook for This Week in Baseball's Twib Notes from around the American League. Pete O'Brien of the Texas Rangers has spent the better part of his short career in relative obscurity, but that's bound to change. Recently, O'Brien helped the Rangers stay in the race by hitting 7 homers in 9 games, including one against Toronto that won the game in the last of the 10th. When Boston's Don Baylor was hit by a Bud Black pitch in Kansas City this week, it was the 25th time this season that's happened to him, and that broke the American League record of 24, previously held by Baylor himself, along with Kid Elberfeld and Bill Freehan. Now, let's hit on the answer to this week's Nissan quiz. Jose Morales of the Virgin Islands, whose 12-year career ended with the Dodgers in 1984, set the Major League record when he had 25 pinch hits for the Montreal Expos in 1976. The record Morales broke was held by Dave Philly, a much-traveled veteran who had 24 pinch hits for the Orioles in 1961, which still stands as the American League record. Hey, fans, here's something to chew on. When trouble's coming your way, why not let those animal instincts take over? Remember, man, when you're out there all by yourself and it seems like everyone else is watching from the catbird seat, there really is nowhere to hide. Like I said, there's no escaping when you're out there on the ball field. You've just got to stick to it, man. But don't worry, there's always the dugout.
And a great catch by Buechele. This Week in Baseball, starring Steve Buechele.
No, man, This Week in Baseball's too big for just one star. We've got an all-star cast guaranteed to knock your socks off, starting with Julio Cruz of the White Sox. And then there's his teammate, Ozzie Guillen. And how about Philly third baseman Mike Schmidt? Or second baseman Bill Doran of the Astros. Next up, Ozzie Smith of the Cardinals. Right fielder Lee Lacy of the Orioles. Left fielder Tim Raines of the Expos. Back to right for Andy Van Slyke of the Cardinals. And over to center for Lloyd Moseby of Toronto. And how about teammate Jesse Barfield? More outfield magic from the Braves' Dale Murphy. It's on to the infield for Kansas City shortstop Argenis Salazar. And Cleveland first baseman Joe Carter. And finally, Mets pitcher Rick Aguilera. How about that? Now it's This Week in Baseball's 10th anniversary flashback, brought to you by Gatorade. Let's flash back to 1981.
This man is a known thief. He has stolen countless times, without shame, without regret. He steals in front of thousands of witnesses, and even when caught, will not hesitate to try again.
The man in question is Julio Cruz, who's not to be confused with the ordinary common criminal. In 1981, Cruz not only tied an American League record by stealing 32 straight bases without being caught, he also became an infamous figure in the annals of the Seattle crime scene.
Hello?
Are you Julio Cruz?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Cruz, we're police detectives. We have a search warrant. Do you mind if we come inside?
No, you guys can't come in.
I'm afraid you don't have much choice, Mr. Cruz. Chuck, you take a look in the bedroom there. Bill, come with me.
There's one in here, Sarge.
You could say it was premeditated. They had called me and said, hey, Cruiser, this is what we're going to do. And I went along with the idea. I thought it was great. They knocked on my door, and I was stunned at first, thinking, geez, what are two detectives coming into my house for? I haven't done a thing. They came in, and apparently they had a tip from somebody that I had stolen bases in my room, under my bed, in my drawer, you name it. And they asked if they can come in. At first, I was a little hesitant, but then, knowing that I was innocent until proven guilty, I let them in. They found bases all over the place. I got in trouble for that, but I thought it was a nice gag.
It sure was, Julio. Well, that's all for now, folks. Join us next week on This Week in Baseball.
Live from Cleveland Stadium, the Tribe takes on the Milwaukee Brewers. Tuesday night at 7:30 on WUAB. The Herb Score Show is coming your way next on Channel 43.